Alexander Lancaster at Two Wolf Studio with Sarah.
Vanga Roman. I gotta say it with the Puerto Rican hint, so Vanga Roman.
I don't know, I wouldn't be able to do that one, but yeah, okay, so Sarah, let's get started.
Let's do this.
First thing, I met you, I got to hear your poetry, but you do a lot of different things. You're a vet, you're a poet, you're a visual artist, and you organize what kind of foundation is it?
It's called the Good Foundation. Hashtag Eyes in the Sky. It's like an emergency relief foundation. It started with an idea, and sometimes you sit and you think about an idea and you do it. This one was kind of no time because it was an emergency state, and we just took off and just tried helping our people in Puerto Rico because they were in need. There was no food, and it was a really chaotic moment for the island. So we started helping, but then we realized that we needed to get legal in order to get more food and expand and help more people. So that's how we got linked up with New York with a really good friend of mine and savior, Sonia Vasquez, and the team Dharma, and they just kind of umbrellaed me and showed me how to do a foundation with the 501c3 and the permits, and I got a survey permit for Puerto Rico to take food to the island, and it just took off. So now we have the hashtag Eyes in the Sky, and we try to help out as much as we can.
Awesome, and you do some things here in Topeka for vets as well, right?
Yeah, we're part of the organization in Washburn University for the vets.
Yeah.
And we're planning some events, and we're trying to get the vets involved.
So is that your organization that's involved?
No, it's not. My organization is separate. The vet organization is from Washburn University. I'm just a part of it, and we're trying to expand and do more things. I really like it because other universities have like little rooms for the vets, so they don't really have like a whole system for them. We're not traditional. We go through a lot, and they actually help you step by step, so you can take tests different. If you have anxiety, you can go to a separate room. They have a lot of accommodations for the vet in Washburn University that they don't have in some other universities, so I'm really happy with that.
So as a poet, as an artist, and doing this for all the people, what inspires you? What's your drive?
I know it's gonna sound crazy, but sadness and chaos and depression and loneliness and sorrow and loneliness. It's just, I guess if I'm not sad, I don't really produce like I want to, because what I use art is to express what I can't really say in words sometimes, because people want truth, but it sounds corny, but like they can't really handle the truth. Or sometimes you don't have the words to express this deep, dark feeling that's driving you crazy. So I figured I can express it in a way that whoever's going through it is gonna understand it, and if you're not going through it and it's not for you, then you can just read it and keep it moving. So that's how I use my poetry. My poetry hurts. My poetry is always sad, my poetry. But it brings you up at the end. It gives you like a little bit of hope in that when I'm finishing, then I realize that I do have a way out. And it's my poetry. That's how I use it.
How did you arrive here?
How do I arrive here? I don't want to go through that.
How did you have such a concern for vets?
Because I left this, I know this is a quick interview, but I left, you have ETS time when you leave the Army, which you're no longer a soldier, but you're not a vet yet, so you can't get help. Because until the last day that did signed, then that you become a vet. So there's a term between like 2-3 months that you're fucking sorry, you're nothing. You're nothing, and there's no help. You can't get everything's just on hold. And I realized that there's not a lot of help for those vets that fall through that crack. So I'm interested in it. I want to develop something that don't steal my idea. I want to develop.
Well, the more people that help other people,
I want to know. You too. Don't steal my idea.
You're not ever gonna stop what you're doing, even if somebody else does tonight.
No, I'm kidding. I want them. I want to help them because I was that person, and I was stuck, and I had nothing, and there was the medicine, and just adapting to a life and not belonging to something else. It just, you float, you know, you just don't belong to anything anymore. And it's hard to just function and go to school and pretend that you're okay, that you don't have memories, that you're sleeping fine. And you know, you start putting these masks. Where my mask at?
They're over there. You want me to grab one?
Yeah, go get it. I'm gonna
Okay.
show you. You start putting these masks on, and people think they know you, but they don't know you. They just know the size of you. That one. So they're gonna laugh, but this is my river monster. This is I have a lot of art. I'm not gonna show it obviously, but this is just a representation of like what you finished becoming. Like, you know, you have your side in the war, and then the inside of it that you can't speak, and the clown, the loneliness, the blood, the memories. Like, it's just, but this is vets. You keep putting on these masks to fulfill society and be whoever they want to be, but you don't get a chance to be yourself. So I think art in the program that we're talking about, because you know we're about to do that,
Yep.
it's happening. We need to reach out, and we need to, you know, I was at the River Hospital after I came back from Afghanistan, and they did grief and they did classes and blah, you know, it was amazing. I miss the river. But volleyball and art, we were like kids. We could not wait till Friday, because art became so important to just take the last that we had inside out. And I want that here. I want those vets that are floating around to come to the Two Wolf studio, to get reunite. Let's do this once a month or once a week or whatever you guys need to, and let's paint. Let's get that out. Let's become a part of something,
Yeah.
and use it to function in the outside society, because all that you have inside, you're taking it out, and you're just
Yeah.
try to be happy somehow, you know.
Yeah, and that's the exciting news that I'm happy to share, is that we are going to start that. We are going to have a paint day for vets. We're going to do it once a month, and you're going to help me to do that. So
Yeah, I'm gonna help you.
That's going to be, that's so exciting for me, because that's what I love to do with my art. And that's what I love to do with this place, is to be able to provide a place to be able to not only show your art, but to also have that healing effect. I think art is all about that healing effect, you know, and I think that's also
Healing.
what you're doing. Yes,
Healing.
Is what, right, is
Healing through, if you can't heal by yourself, then you need something to help you heal.
Yeah.
And all the paintings, and I explained to you all the paintings and everything that I have. I think every painting, I think that's why I'm hoarding my paintings, because I don't know, I've sold I think one or two, and then they're like, can we buy it? I've had so many, and I'm sitting here like, it's a story, it's just part of me. So I have this studio full of paintings that I don't want to let go, and I move around with them, but it means so much to me, because it actually, now that you say it, it did make me heal. So we have to do this for the vets, you know. I like to say the poetry, because sometimes people that read the poetry doesn't really get the feeling of it.
Right.
So when I get the chance to sit and actually say it with the feeling that I meant it, I feel that people are gonna just sit and be like,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
When I heard you
get it.
read, yes, I totally know what you're talking about.
I posted the video. It's on my Facebook somewhere. It was here in the Two Wolf studio. They give open mics when
On Thursdays.
Thursdays is here in Topeka. I completely encourage, if you're anywhere close, to come and do it, because nobody's gonna judge you, and that's important. That's like the key. You don't want to be judged. You're not the same. You're not conventional. You don't fit in that box. I am never gonna fit in that box. Like, if
Right.
you're around me, you gotta understand, like I was saying, I'm a balloon, I float. You gotta hold me through the little line and just let me float and be colorful. But
Yeah.
this is the place that you can actually do it. So I loved when I saw that it was open mic,
Yeah.
you know, and I was singing earlier where they were setting up, and I don't sing in front of
Yeah.
everybody. And then when we went downstairs, there's a bunch of people sitting in the thing, and I'm like, oh my God, they were probably hearing me. But you're free. This is a
Yeah.
place to be free, and if you're a vet and you need that freedom, I definitely encourage you guys to come down to Two Wolf Studio and just be.
Yeah. Just come in here and see what happens. Enjoy the art, and once you start doing that, you'll feel that healing process. You'll feel that healing value that I think that the arts has. So
So how long have you been doing art?
this is where the interview is going to switch around. Right?
Yeah, I say control everywhere I go, honey.
I've been doing art for almost all my life. I started like doing it professionally about 5 years ago. The Aaron Douglas Art Fair is like whenever I first got my first award. I showed something and had a studio in Noto for just a few months, and it was a big confidence boost. And then after that, I had the opportunity to rent a big studio, but I knew I couldn't afford it, so I got a collective together, and we all ended up chipping in. And so that's what this is. This is a gallery that the collective has, so that we can do this. And we have several members that are part of the community. The Equality Center director is one of our artists. He's our featured artist this month. We have people that work with Creations of Hope and all kinds of stuff. 30% or 50% of the fees can be taken away if they volunteer 3 hours a month towards the city or for the betterment of the community. So
really,
we really push art and community. That's what we do, and that's who we are.
So wait, because I'm all about the sales. So you just said, so if I volunteer 3 hours, then the fee to pretty much put your paintings
to be
up,
in the collective.
To be in the collective.
You can put your paintings up.
That's like amazing.
Yeah,
if
50% off.
If you have all those paintings hiding and you want to finally let the people know, I think this is a good chance.
And there's the good part, two wolves, right? There's the really good part of helping in the community and what kind of effect that one person who just has 3 hours a month can change and help the community if you just put 3 hours into it. There's that part, but there's also the part of being able to get out and reach other people, meet new people, shake hands, and talk to people about your art. When you're out there helping in the community, you're able to also talk about, they say, well, who are you and why are you here, basically. Maybe they don't say it like that, but they always come up with that question,
Who are you?
Yeah, and so, to say I'm an artist and I'm here because I am part of this community
and
I'm part of this Two Wolf Studio,
okay.
And we really focus on the community. So it gives you a chance. The next thing that people say when you say you're an artist is, can I see your work? Right?
It's the first time, guys, it's the first time I show all my work. And it was really powerful because everything has a story. It took like an hour before we started this interview.
Yeah.
But
no, it's perfect prep.
it's crazy because it gets so personal.
Yeah.
And you don't really want to share your nightmares and what you painted after that when you got up or when you broke up with the significant other. Like every painting has such a different meaning. So to have a place that you can, I'm going to show you guys in a little bit, but to have a place that you can put it up, it's kind of scary. I'm looking at the whole collection. I brought almost everything over here. Just to think that you can actually put it up and have somebody else look at it is really nerve-wracking.
It is. It takes some bravery too. It really does. To put a painting up and have somebody walk by. Usually we don't have name tags on, so they don't know that that's my.
So you're listening to what they're saying.
Well, sometimes you can't hear it.
No.
Sometimes you don't want to hear it, but sometimes you can.
I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. Just put it up and have them.
Oh, I think you could take that. I think you could take that.
I can take anything. No, I'm not. God is with me. But it would be fun actually when we have the vets, like after they do other paintings, because I know for a fact some paintings will not make it back to the house. What they did over there at the center, I miss you, River Monsters. I miss you, River Monsters. Is that they had one day that whatever was left, they had they exposed it, and everybody went and saw a different type of art, art that has to stay where it's at, So that would be kind of fun to actually have one little free day after a few events and collect and like show that side, that dark side that a lot of people need to see, and that process painting for the vets too. So we have to really sit down and think about that. But I've been writing since I'm 11 years old. I actually remember. It's in Spanish though, the first poem that I wrote. It was really long. I don't know how I remembered it, but it was with my grandmother. I like poetry because she used to take care of us and make us go to sleep. Puerto Rican, or they would whoop our butts with a chancla. You guys know what a chancla is. It's a sandal. You're going to sleep right now, 2 hours. But if not, then you had to read, and all she had was poetry books. And that's how I started interested in poetry books.
Wow.
Old school, arcoiris poetry books. And then I was like, I can rhyme, and I can probably hip hop rhyme because I can improvise. Because you know when you write when you write poetry for so long, you got all that. But no, I have a different rhythm. I rather dance. I rather dance. But that made me start writing, and I have lost a lot of books, but I have a lot of books, and we're gonna talk real quick before we finish. If you guys know, and I'm saying in Spanish, si me conoces sabe que yo toda mi vida he querido hacer un libro. In all my life I wanted to do a book, and se llama Amores de Calle. El que me conoce sabe que yo siempre he escrito. They always know that I've written since I'm little, and I've collected all of, and I want to do Under Street Love, which is a book that I've been writing for a very long time. I mean, it's taking me since '96 to finish my bachelor's degree, so I'm pretty sure, and I'm almost done.
You gotta get there.
I always tell my guys that I do videos. I do motivation speaking, and I do motivation videos in my Snapchat, PRC and Sarah. I always say slow movement is better than no movement at all, you know?
Yeah.
Because you gotta feel good. It's not about looking good, honey. It's about feeling good. And until you're doing something that you feel good, you're never truly gonna be happy.
That's what I say about the arts as well.
Art, yeah, that's why,
It's
you
all
know,
in there, huh?
if it's not messy, it's not good. I have a studio full of, I had to paint my other house because I was spray painting. And you know, I'm learning. I'm spray painting up, but you know, gravity, everything that comes up is gonna come down.
Right.
Eventually, the whole floor was kind of in a light coat or something. They stayed with my deposit. But so I learned, now I put cardboard like you have carpet, and I have extra padding on the floor when I have to paint. But it's about being free, so.
Well, awesome, yeah. I mean, free is really that feeling, isn't it?
Well, you have work, you have kids, you have chaos, you have things that happen. The VA doesn't do some paperwork, and you don't get paid, and you're stressed out because of that, and then your kids and their graduation, and they need this, and when you look, life is just getting at you. Like you work so hard to be in this position that you feel that you can't even take anymore, you know? So you need an outing. A lot of people crack on the pressure because they don't let that air flow. You have to, it's like a pressure cooker. I'm Puerto Rican, cooking is my life. It's like a pressure cooker. You know, it's all sealed, but it has that little hole and it bends just enough so the pot won't like, and I see that as life. You need to find a way to just that outing.
That steam out, yeah.
You know, I'm not a singer, but I'll sing in the shower.
Karaoke
I was karaoke.
She's a singer.
I karaoke for like 8. I saw a mic and
she could sing.
I saw a mic and I was like, let's do this, you know. But singing, if you can't sing, paint. If you can't paint, write. If you can't write, do something. Find your art. Do exercise. Gym is life, you know. Do exercise and find that outing. And when the last thing, you know, when you're a vet. Like I have metal and I have screws in my leg, and you know our backs are messed up, or you have fibromyalgia, or you know some people came back and they, you know, some didn't make it back, you know, God bless them, but whoever made it back and it has PTSD or is dealing with so much, you know, then you throw life at them and it's just like you're gonna implode. You're gonna implode if you don't poke a little hole and let some air out, some stress out. You know, I just got my motorcycle license too. That's another, you know, guys, you know, I fell on my ass like twice with the Harley. Thank God they have the little yellow thing so you don't, because, you know, my bank account wasn't going to be to pay that Harley. It was expensive. But that was on my to-do list, like everything in my to-do list. So I went and got my motorcycle license because I want to ride, because a lot of vets that can't paint and don't, not everybody has that artistic, then you ride. You belong to something and you do something. So I just encourage the vets, and I'm gonna bring them over here. I'm so excited to find that outing, whatever it is, you know. And you're here. He's for Topeka, man. He's everywhere.
Thanks.
And I don't know if you know another person too. Like he like sprays paints around, but you know, find an outing and having having a place to do it is just amazing. I'm excited. You guys are gonna see a lot of this because I'm gonna be all over this place. But
That's awesome.
God knows where we're gonna end up. And
Yeah.
in the foundation too, you guys, it's a little different right now that we're doing South Carolina. It's a little bit slower. You know, it's not the rabbit that wins the race, it's the turtle. And I like to do steps really hard, and I do things firm. That's why it's called the good foundation. Everything I do has to be firm. So if I haven't moved fast enough, it's not that I'm not cooking. I am working on something bigger and stronger. So I want this to come to Topeka. And if we can integrate art into it and
Yeah.
get funding so we can do some events for the kids, and we can do, you know, I'm a clown. You can see my Facebook, I'm always clowning. We can do so much, you know, with art for the kids, for the community, for the vets, that having a place like Two Wolves right here, guys, again, before we finish, I encourage you guys to come. I think this is amazing, and thank you for like letting me come and blabber and take over the interview, because that's what we do. We're Puerto Ricans, we take over. But it's really nice, and I think maybe one day I can put some of the stuff up and see what people say about it.
Well, you know, last question, and since we keep talking about all these things that we're gonna do, where are you gonna be in 5 years? Where do you see yourself?
To be honest, I can't say I see myself in Topeka because my son graduated. He might go to the university or go to the army. He's making those decisions right now, so I'm letting him be. My daughter, she's about to graduate too, so I don't have a lot in Topeka, but God knows He's directing me. So if my future is here and work with the community, establish a building for the foundation so we can have a fast crisis response. Just like for Drum, it was a rapid deployment. I want to treat it as a deployment and have a place where we're already prepared, so when a hurricane is coming, we just move the situation and we're ready. So I have a lot of plans with that, and if it's in Topeka, then I see myself here graduated in grad school, maybe not so fast, but I see myself accomplished with my book published, my foundation solid, my degree completed, my heart taken care of by somebody that's really gonna understand that I'm everywhere, but I'm coming home.
Yeah.
And traveling the world, because you have to open the horizons and expand. So I just wanna explode, and I think I can. I see myself doing so much that it's hard for me to stay put. And you know, some people can't take that, and I understand. I love everybody that's around me, even if they can't be close. But I see myself doing something big for Topeka, but I see myself doing something big nationwide.
Yeah.
And
totally.
Hurricane Maria has shooken up the foundation for that, but it's actually let us see things that we hadn't seen before. My island needs help. Puerto Rico todavía necesitamos ayuda. We had 132 families stuck in New York. We still need food, we still need water, but you know, South Carolina is urgent. And we're trying to divide powers, divide and conquer. So I see myself doing a lot. I don't know. There's not one route, you know. It's like a maze, but I'm gonna make it at the end somehow, some way, you know.
Well, it sounds good. It sounds like you see yourself taking on responsibility and just like making it happen. And I'm looking forward to hearing about all the things that you're gonna do. And I'm really excited. I'm really happy about seeing your art. I know they can't see
it.
But
when we're done, I'm gonna show you guys a little of it. Don't judge me, you guys. I love you. I see everybody. Sylvia, Israel, we're on live too. You know, we doubling this up because we gotta unite powers to make things happen. So I'm happy.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm excited about the things that we're gonna do. I'm excited about the paint days that we're gonna have. And I'm looking forward to hearing more about your organization and how it grows. So thanks for visiting, and thanks for doing this interview.
Thank you, and you guys, please help. I'm gonna have the PayPal GoFundMe for the organization. We have Tony Alsop with the Tears Foundation. Donate there too. He's saving a lot of animals down in South Carolina. And Eddie Cares. He's a warrior. He's trying to raise funds down there too to get the boats going. Brino, Anthony Gasori. There's so many people down there in South Carolina too helping. Tainas Unidas and YNCCA. I love you guys. There's a lot of foundations that can get a little bit of help and keep pushing, helping Puerto Rico, helping South Carolina. You never know when it's your town. You never know when it's gonna be for you. So we gotta help out. And if we're gonna use art to do it, hey, I'll sell my art and donate all the money. Like if it has to get to that, you know, we have to unite and we have to do it. So thank you for the time.
Absolutely.
And thank you.
Thank you.
I'll see you
Thank
guys.
you much. Yeah, that was a fun interview right there. It's a double interview.